Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
how are you?
Doing good, man. Doing real good. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. It's been a tough week for us.
Yeah, yeah, it has. It has been a tough week, but pushing through it.
Yeah, and how are you? How's your heart through all this?
You said my heart.
Yeah,
My heart is kind of heavy right now through all this, and just seeing what everything is just going on. And I mean, the stuff been going on, but it's just more heavy of every time when these things happen, and you have to be reminded of how crazy everything is and stuff like that. Even with the protesters and things like that, protesting police brutality and getting brutalized by the police while they're protesting police brutality. So
hmm
yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. I I really don't recognize myself or anybody that I know in this world right now. It's such a strange world.
Hmm.
Um, we know that there were always bad people around, but ever since this government took over, we've seen. Uh, I don't even like to call them human beings, but because I don't think they are. But
Hmm.
people that have been crawling from their holes, really bad people that are starting to come over again, and
Hmm.
it really, in not just in the United States, all over the world, here in my country
Hmm.
too as well,
Hmm.
and it's really disturbing. And for myself, I 98% of my family is black. Um, and when I saw that footage, I have a cousin that's not older than maybe 24, 25 years. He's now overseas looking for better opportunities in
Hmm.
England. And when I saw the footage of George Floyd being murdered like that, I saw my cousin.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw my cousin, and I get really emotional thinking about it because it's how easy it was to kill that man like that.
Hmm.
And knowing they were being recorded, and the almost the arrogance of it's really disturbing. Do
Hmm.
you remember where were you when you saw that footage?
Um, I don't remember where I was at when I first seen it, but I want to see. I want to say maybe I seen it on Twitter the first
Mm-hmm.
time I seen it. Um, but it's just I didn't know what it was at first, but I kept scrolling past it, and then I kept seeing everybody repost it, and then I looked, and I finally looked at it, and I was like, oh my god, like this is bad, like it's something else, it's always something, it's something else, and it could have easily been somebody that it could have been me, it could have been one of my friends. So it's the way he did that with just so nonchalantly with people watching and the cameras out and stuff like that. It's like goes to show you that like it's not it's not something they're afraid of doing because it's not really any repercussions, especially for police officers when they kill somebody. They know that because they might get maybe slapped on the back of the hand maybe a little bit, but it's no real repercussions about it. And it looked like he knew that. So
Yeah,
you know.
they kind of protect themselves, and it was so horrible that it was for over a counterfeit bill.
Mhm.
And I remember many years ago when maybe 10 years ago when they started to have those machines on stores that they put the bills in there to see if they're counterfeit or not. And I
Mhm.
remember talking to my family, just talking and saying, wow, if you have the bad luck of maybe going to a store and pay something, and they give you some change that maybe it's a counterfeit bill, and then you go to one of these stores and they put it on the machine, you're
Mhm.
screwed. And
Yeah.
of course, because I'm of lighter skin, probably the worst that could happen to me, they maybe would humiliate me a bit, calling the police, but nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so, I don't even have words to do that over a counterfeit bill that he may not even know that he had it.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. It's horrible. And I think I don't know if you would agree, there's still some stuff to clear about what really happened, because we know that they knew each other from previous work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was something, when looking at the footage, maybe there was kind of I don't know, the arrogance, that he, with how he did the putting the knee over his neck, and he was almost smirking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For 8 minutes, that's a long time. That's a long time. Eight
exactly.
minutes is a
Even
long time.
after he died, he was still with the knee there.
Mm-hmm.
But and I know some people were saying that he did it because, the smirk, because he was enjoying it, and I won't disagree with that. But maybe there's something there that we don't know. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
because we've heard from the restaurant owner where I think they worked, or
Mm-hmm.
where that this guy, the policeman, was excessively aggressive with black men and women in the restaurant. Maybe George made a complaint, or maybe he saw something that maybe there was something there that we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this guy may be a complete psycho. He has a
You
laundry
got a
list of
history.
complaints. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is this a guy that went nuts a long time ago, and was still on the job?
Mm-hmm.
These are things that should be investigated and cleared, and he should have a first degree murder charge, I think.
Yeah.
Not second. Maybe they're doing it because maybe the second degree will stick. I don't know. And
I think they're probably. I'm not into like the laws and the
mhm,
intricacies of things of what makes first degree, second degree, or third degree, but I
right.
definitely think that. Well, I definitely know for a fact that had that been a person, a black person, it was flipped around, and I know that they don't hesitate with prosecuting black people to the full extent of the law. You know, if in that case, if we even make it to the law, because you know, he
Right.
just for counterfeit, he didn't even make it to the jail. He made it to the back of the car and then got pulled back out and then killed. So I just know that the system isn't treating the system doesn't it's definitely not treating everybody the same, and they know this. So you know,
Yeah,
and they protect their own. It's like even the government protect them. I mean, it's the government protect the police because the police protect the government.
right.
You know, so kind of
And the other guys, they should be charged as well. At
yeah.
least, I don't know. Like you said, we don't know
They got
the
charged. They got charged now.
they got
The
charged,
other
but
guys got charged.
I'm not sure what was the charge. What were they
They're
charged
not the
with?
same charges though.
Yeah.
That's not the same charges because I know that here, which is a thing that if that I have a problem with. That is, if four people are together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just regular citizens, four people are together, and one person kills, you know, one person kills somebody out of them four people. Four of them people are still going down for murder. All four, even though
Yeah.
one killed. And I want to say like maybe in Alabama, in Birmingham, it was a man that was on death row, and he didn't even kill the guy. He was just there, and he just
Right.
got murdered. Like they executed him on death row, like maybe a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how
Uh,
it is. For
yeah. I haven't seen the full video. It was just too disturbing, but I saw most of it. Um, it looked like, from some photos, that maybe they were assisting him.
hmm
They were also putting
Yeah,
their
they
knee.
were holding his hands down they were holding his legs down from the back. So
It's the other two. Yeah.
hmm
And then there's the other guy that was on front, that was controlling
oh,
the. Yeah.
hmm
That guy annoyed the hell out of me, because oh man, people were begging him to do something, and he was like, oh, well, trying to
It's a
look the
culture of protect. It's a culture of protecting their own. You seen the video where the police officers pushed the old dude down when they were
yeah,
in the street, and then you see how they got suspended, then or they quit or something like that, and then you had like all these police officers quit, and that because of the other police officers got suspended, and after that, when
yeah.
they was leaving out the building, you have all these police like clapping and cheering them on and stuff like that. So it's like they obviously in the wrong, but that's just the culture of it.
And even the public outrage over that incident was
Mm-hmm.
almost bigger than for George, at least with
Mm-hmm.
a section of the public. I think everybody was seeing their own grandfather there
Mm-hmm.
when they saw the old man, and now they're trying to say that he was trying to identify the police
Mm-hmm.
officers, and he almost that was warranted because he was trying to identify with his cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that excuse what they did,
Yeah,
but
they always have the reports are different than the videos that are all out, and it's just all like it's like Will Smith said, like none of this is new. It's just
mm,
been recorded now,
okay.
and it's some people who don't really understand that what's going on, that the police can behave in this manner or whatever. But it's like of course I guess you wouldn't if you grew up your whole life and you never seen the people who are supposed to protect and serve you really protect and serve you, and you have known nothing else. But somebody like me, have been harassed by them on multiple occasions and seen other people being harassed by them. So it's
Mm,
not a far-fetched idea about these things.
yeah, and we've seen now almost daily several videos of just police brutality. Now that it's escalating on the
Mm-hmm.
protests. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if they're doing it just for revenge over what happened to their own, but it's really horrible what they're doing to
I think it's
people.
revenge in that the
Black
fact that they
people.
can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
It's revenge the fact they can do what they want to do and they just don't care. I think that's simply it. It's revenge. They can do what they want to do and they don't care, because I feel like it's not a race issue. It's a human rights issue. It's a basic
mm,
human rights issue. But the people who have their human rights are just taken away, that nobody gives anything about, to care about. Just it's black people. Is And that's what we facing right now. It's like we've been trying to tell you what's going on. We just asking to be treated equally for the people who, if something happens, if and I call the police, I don't have to worry about the police, arresting me or beating
right,
me up or killing me, even though I'm the one that called them for protection. You
right.
know.
And we've seen that in some of the videos, even store owners that call the police, and now they're being arrested
Mhm.
because they're black, and
Mhm.
it's incredible. We're seeing, but what gives me hope, I'm actually more surprised of the police officers that are taking a stand and kneeling with the protesters, and
I don't
and
trust it. I'm
huh?
not gonna lie. I don't trust it. I don't trust
Yeah,
it. Police, because the same
well,
police officers that will kneel with the protesters and dance with the protesters, later on they are tear gassing the protesters and shooting
mm,
rubber bullets at protesters. All right, I've seen in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I've seen the videos of the police officers um, dancing and all this other stuff and kneeling and stuff. But when I was out there protesting for 2 days straight last week, I got tear gas 2 days in a row. Peaceful
Jesus.
protest, we got tear gas for 2 days in a row. So I'm not really buying into the fact of seeing police officers in, kneeling and all that stuff. I'm not buying into that at
Well,
all.
I'm not saying every one of them, but maybe a few are sincere. I don't know.
Hmm.
I've heard from some police officers that said that they have made reports over the years and they got buried
Hmm.
by their own when they reported that kind of police brutality. I don't know, but I think that
So
would
my
be the
question to that would be, why are you still there if you know you are in a corrupt environment, a corrupt job, why are you still there? You know that you can't do anything about it, and you're reporting, there's nothing happening.
Right. Well, maybe some of them think that they can still do some good, or I don't know. These are tough questions, and then
Yeah.
but I don't know. But I would like to think that some of them are at least trying to do some good. I don't know, but
Yeah,
maybe
some of them actually trying to do good, but you do have people who get into the police force for other reasons. You
right.
know that's not good. You do they can do something good somewhere else. They can do something good somewhere else. Like, some people really get into the police force just for power. Some people who never
Right.
had power in their life, they get into it for power to feel like they're over somebody, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they abuse their authority. I seen it. I was in the military. I seen it in the military.
Right.
It's racism in the military. A lot of them people get out and go to the police force. A lot of them go to
What
reserve
being
military.
a veteran? What's your opinion of the use of the military right now in the
My
protests and
opinion, I don't think you should use the military on your own citizens. I know that when I was out there protesting, they did have like SWAT team members and stuff, police members embedded with the National Guard.
mm-hmm.
Um, and the National Guard, you know, I'm not mad at them. They're just out there. Most of them kids, they regular people. They're not full-time military. So they didn't even have weapons. But the SWAT team they would embed with them here, from what I seen, they would be the one to have the bullet gun, like the bullet guns, the rubber bullet guns, and the tear gas, and they want to throw it at the protesters and stuff. And they actually, you know, in the military, it's this thing called rules of engagement. When you're in the combat zone, you
Right.
know, it's certain things that you have to measures that you have to take before you just shoot somebody. You know.
Right.
And from what I've seen out there, it's measured in its steps, its levels of its escalation of force. So when I was out there and I seen that the SWAT team members, while we were protesting, were shooting we're not shooting, but they were pointing their rubber bullet guns at protesters that were doing nothing and like, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you. And that's the problem with me being in prior military. Like, okay, that's not, you creating a different situation when you have your gun on your waist, your weapon on your waist versus when you point it at somebody. That's inciting now.
Right.
You know, so I mean, I'm not mad at the military for being there. You know, I understand they don't have a choice. It's a lot of bad apples in the military as well, but for the most of them that's out there, they don't have a choice. A lot of them look like me. A lot of them think like me. They just got caught up and they can't not go because it's you can't quit the military just like you quit a police force.
Right. So if you're still serving, you would have to go as well.
If I was still serving, the way I feel about it, I wouldn't go out there.
Yeah.
They would have to do what they had to do to me. I can't because I feel like my soul is more important than what
What could they do in terms of the consequences if you refuse?
Well, they can strip you of your rank. They can push you in the brig, which is basically jail. You know, kick you out on dishonorable discharge, and that can make it very, very, very hard for you ever to get a job ever again in life.
Right.
You know, so that's the things that you're facing. You know,
Right.
I seen Kiki Palmer saying, lay down and walk with me. It's not that easy. It's not. It's really not that easy. But that's just me just saying I wouldn't go. That's me saying I wouldn't do these things. But it's some people, you never know what people have families that have to support. You know, people have whatever their reasons. I'm not knocking them for not doing anything in the military. But I do know that it's definitely harder. It's not a job that you can just quit, and I understand. You know, I definitely understand.
What's your take on the protests in terms of what is happening now? It started peaceful, and now people were starting to get a bit violent and breaking stuff and stores and all. And now we know that a lot of it came from white people
Yeah,
that
a
were
lot
doing.
of it. Yeah, a lot of it came from agitators and stuff, and a lot of it they try to portray it as black people. A lot of it were black people, but it's a lot that were not black people. And
Right.
also with the looting and rioting and stuff, would I do it? No, but I'm not mad at them for doing it, honestly,
Right.
because it gets things done. Because look where we at now. We're just now at a point of being, you can call people out about doing racist stuff and not fear any retaliation for calling people out about being racist or doing the wrong things. And you also have to think of, like, people are looting and rioting and stuff, and it's people tired. It's people tired. They tired. Sometimes people, it's it's no right way to protest. You know,
Exactly.
Colin Kaepernick kneeled, and that was a problem. So
Yeah, not the 60s anymore.
yeah,
You can't do the things the same way, and look what is happening. I don't think they would get charged and arrested if there weren't protests.
yeah.
I don't.
It has to be chaos. I feel like it has to be some type of chaos. Um, no justice, no peace is a real thing. Um, you know, you can't give people peace, because when you give too much, it's just like you're hoping that the people who have their foot on your neck, or the people who are oppressing you, have a heart. That's what you're depending on when you go by peace.
Right.
You know, um, and I want to say, like, Martin Luther King, yes, he did a lot of stuff, but them laws didn't get changed after he was killed and they rioted. You know, we still marching for the same stuff we was marching for 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. We have anniversary marches for the same thing, so.
And now it's kind of now or never, and
Mm-hmm.
we can't go back. It's been gone far enough, and we have to do something. And I'm glad that this generation is willing to do this. And I think many of the critics over the protests have been uh, political and also racist, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
using the virus, for instance, as an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I see it as people are willing to die over a cause.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
if people go to war, they also tell you that there will be casualties, and obviously nobody wants anybody to die, and hopefully people will take necessary precautions. But I think this was necessary.
yeah,
um,
definitely it was necessary. Enough people have died. Like I was telling somebody before, that they say the right way is like peaceful protesting and through peace and stuff like that, but it's like literally nothing that United States, America, any country has gotten through, without any type of violence, void of any violence. And it's sad, but it's it's sad. That's what it takes for things to change sometimes. But
exactly.
sometimes that's the only language that people understand. So I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them
Me
people for
neither.
doing it.
Me neither.
I understand. Like, I get it. I can't be mad at a looter. I can't be mad at
Feel
people like they're looting grocery
feel
stores
bad,
and people
but
mattresses.
but this has to happen, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully there won't be many casualties. But it's like they said, a building can be restored, property can. I don't know. Obviously, not everybody will be in conditions to rebuild everything like
Mm-hmm.
it was before, but uh, they were talking about restaurants, for instance, that's already a dying business thanks to the virus. But
Mm-hmm.
but these are people's lives, and
Yeah.
we can't go back. We have to do something, and well, many people are hoping that come November with the election things will change a bit, but I don't know if we can take it
I
can
don't
take
know, man.
till
I don't
November.
know. I
Yeah,
feel it's the system. It's in the system. I can't even say the system is broke, because it's just exactly how the system was made for it to work.
right.
Even here, in America, we have a two-party political system. You either got this or that, and it's like, if what can you
and
do?
and and come November, if he loses, which I'm hoping he will. But you just know that those fine people will be on the streets
Yeah.
writing over him losing and
I
calling.
honestly don't think he's gonna lose. I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I don't
I'm
have. I
actually
don't have that faith.
I'm
I
actually
don't.
afraid. Um, I'm hoping that some Republicans will vote for Biden, but I'm still afraid. He not just over fraud. Look
Mhm.
at what happened the last time. If he managed to prevent the mail vote, the vote over mailing, right, and
Mhm.
or anything else. I think he just will call it a fraud and anywhere it goes,
Yeah,
but unless he wins,
I
of course.
can't because they got a lot of trick. They got a lot of tricks, man. You know, in Georgia, the governor of Georgia, that's the governor right now. He won by cheating. So it's they got tricks that it's like when you think you got them, you don't.
Yeah.
Even less this,
Mhm.
I don't know. And Trump can literally do anything that, and people stand behind him. The worst thing Obama did was wear a brown suit, and he
Right.
got called every name in the book. If he did half the things that Trump did, they would have pulled him out the White House and lynched him on the lawn. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. And but uh, let's hope he does lose. And they had
Mhm.
an opportunity when they impeached him, and then they screwed that up badly.
Yeah.
And they protected him. Uh, but hopefully, if he loses, he will go to jail over his many crimes, and many of them inciting this kind of stuff. Because what I'm actually afraid is this talk about defunding the police.
Hmm.
Somebody was telling that if you talk a lot about that, about defunding the police will go over his side and vote for him massively. And
Police
it's
got a lot of money, and I
yeah,
don't think a lot of people understand it when they say defund the police. It's not get rid of the police department completely,
exactly.
but it's it's so much money going to them. You know, they got all this gear. They just have all this stuff just sitting, just waiting to throw at us. Riot gear and all this stuff. You know, police budgets only go up. Educators, you know, where you have school systems, they take money away from school systems and educators, and you can't pay a teacher because it's not they don't have the budget. You know, but the police they still got everything. So that's what people mean by like defunding the police because the budget just keep going up and up and up, and it's like no. Also, it's like no. The training requirement is to be a police officer is low. Like you don't have to even be that physically in shape. They don't do any like real mental checks, psychological checks, anything like that. So
Hmm.
now yeah, you do got a lot of people who are police officers who are racist, who are prejudiced, who are whatever, who just want to get out there and cause some destruction.
Yeah,
You know.
we've seen that in all these videos. And I think what you said, it's very important that they are psychologically evaluated by professionals, and you've
Hmm.
seen that they got some stress related stuff, or that can go over to the job.
Hmm.
We can't have people like that
Because you literally hold people hand like lives in your hands. So
with guns, and then yeah.
with, yeah, with guns, how many videos we got to see of police killing people? You know what I'm saying? How many stories we got to hear of them doing the wrong thing and nothing happened? Breonna Taylor just died last week, and she was sleeping in her bed, wrong apartment, wrong
Hmm.
everything. Those police officers are in charge. You
I,
know.
I remember a story. I'm not sure of all the details. I hope I remember it correctly. Of of a white woman that supposedly entered her apartment and said there was a black man there.
She was a
Or
police officer.
oh yeah, yeah. She
She
was
was
a
a police officer. She went to the wrong apartment.
she went
She
to the
went to the
wrong
wrong
apartment.
apartment. She killed them, and they still made us. They still made us to be a villain.
Yeah.
They still
Yeah.
made him to be a villain. How's it
And
a question? because I bet I bet that I know for a fact that if I go to the wrong floor and I go to my door and I go to a door that's not mine and I kill that person in that apartment, I'm going to prison, probably be executed. So it's not the same, and it's not the same. And people can say black on black crime, where that's not a thing. Every race kills each race, you know.
That's true.
So it's not a thing. Like, it's where do you go when the people that's supposed to be in place to help you and protect you come and beat you up or kill you when you call them for help?
Yeah, it's these are great questions, and I feel bad for the youth of not just America, of over the world, and we've seen them beat up also children and
Mm-hmm.
pepper spray them, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I saw a video yesterday of so disturbing. I think they took a black woman from her car. She was holding a child, and they grabbed her over her hair and threw her to the floor, and the child went over like, with the mother, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she hit the pavement with her head, and
I didn't see that one.
yeah, and I think they pepper sprayed a child as well, and oh my God,
Yeah, I
when
didn't
you
see.
start to do that to children, are you a father? Do you have children?
Yes, I have a son. I have a son. He's 4. So
I'm
I had
sure
to
you're
tell him
very
about all of this stuff.
yeah.
I gotta tell my son at 4 years old. I gotta prepare him for all this stuff. You know, and it's
How do you
sad.
to a child?
Hmm?
How do you explain that to a child?
Uh, Luckily my son is very smart. Like, I tell him what's going on. I tell him that there's people protesting. I ask him, "Do you know why they protest?" He says no. I break it down to him why people are protesting,
Mm-hmm.
uh, things like that. But I have to tell him to be careful and about police and things like that, about how they're bad people, and they're not all bad people, but to them you can be a bad person just by existing, you know. Um, which isn't fair at all. It's messed up. I got to tell my 4-year-old son that about the worldly events and what's going on and ways you got to behave, especially as like a black person and a black man, because we do have to um, make ourselves non-threatening, you know, a little less threatening sometimes, because we're automatically assumed as a threat, like perceived as a threat. So, and that can be tough, you know, and it shouldn't be like that. You can't be yourself. You can't show a little bit of aggression of anything, and then you get killed or
know,
something.
I was talking earlier about my cousin, and one of the things that he had to grew up with was this distinction between black and white, and
Hmm.
then he got it bad because he didn't have a father around. I actually was kind of a father figure for him, and but he didn't have a father around. His grandfather was more like his father, and he has a brother, which has a white father,
Hmm.
and he kind of because of the way he felt racism and in school, and he kind of grew a little bit resentful of his brother,
Hmm.
of the lighter skin. Now they're friends now, but for a while that was a thing, and it's sad to see how how these kind of issues have a play even in terms of brother relations,
Hmm.
right? Um, what can we do from now on? What do you think that can we do to better things, in your opinion?
I think speak
Mm-hmm.
out when we see it. Um, at any level, speak out and hold people accountable to things, because honestly, I myself don't know what could fix everything that's going on in the system, but I'm pretty sure that if we all keep talking about all this bad stuff that's going on, somebody who is better equipped to handle this, will figure out a way to fix it. Somebody, because it's if we keep this at the front of our minds, if we keep this as a thought, like a front of our thoughts, then somebody, we keep talking about it, somebody who can do it will do it. But to be honest, me myself, I don't know, but I'm gonna continue speaking out. I'm gonna continue doing what I can, calling people out if I see it. I'm holding people accountable. And I think that's what we got to do, because I think it's too much. How we got here was that it was no accountability in the way of that you can just do anything to us. You can treat us how you want to treat people, and it's no repercussions. Emmett Till died however many, 50 years ago, and the woman that claimed, that got him killed, the white lady that got him killed, that said he whistled at her or something and got her cousins or brother, I don't know, something like that. She's still living. She's still living. His mom died, maybe 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. It's all this stuff is not that far. They try to make it seem like it's a long time ago, but it's not that far. So it's like it's no repercussions for people. So if it's like a child. If you have children?
No, I don't.
But you've been around children, right? And that if a child does something, there's no repercussions. They're gonna keep doing it.
Exactly.
That's with anybody. Why should I stop doing it if it's no repercussions? It's nothing happening to me. Then that leads to cases of you have police being comfortable with you recording them while they got their knee on somebody's neck, killing them, murdering them. And then it's just like, I don't care. I don't care you recording me. What can you do?
Right.
I think people feel like there's no consequences to things.
We'll have to see what comes out of this, but we have to be on top of things, and we can't let up, because at least if they know that we're on top of them, and we're seeing things, we're recording, we're putting out there, maybe they'll do something. If only because they know that there will be recordings, that there will be proof that there was wrongdoing. But as we've seen with
that don't cut it.
Yeah, with the old
how long did it take for them?
They manipulate things. They say they hit truth and all that, and
that don't even cut it. Like I said, he was.
I didn't even touch.
The protest is going on now. George Floyd is a part of it, but this stuff has been going on. It's like as a whole, people are tired. It just keep going, and it took them how long to arrest a police officer that killed George Floyd?
If it wasn't for a week, at least was close to it.
Yeah. And it was on camera.
Yeah. They should have been arrested. The other guys actually left town for a while. They went to a safe place. And I'm glad that they were charged, because I was actually afraid that they were gonna leave America or something.
But it still took them a long time to get charged.
Exactly.
And even still get charged. Like, I don't know how much time they're going to do.
Yeah,
if
any. I think that they're saying that the other guys, I think they were saying that they were new on the job or something, that they were just responding to orders from the senior officer, and they will come up with any excuse from the book to. I would like to know what the excuse from the guy that actually murdered George. What is his excuse? To have a guy that wasn't offering any resistance, and he was just laying there.
They're probably switching it around somehow and coming up. By now I'm pretty sure he has a very good lawyer. These type of people usually have great backing, silent backers that will pay for the best lawyer for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going, like, the arrest is one thing, but the conviction is something else.
And even if they do sometime, I think that later on they will be recruited by some organization to
Mm-hmm.
do security, or, you know,
Yeah. Or
this
some,
won't
or
be the end for them, unfortunately. But at least if they won't be in the police, that's at least something, you know, because to
yeah.
have murderers like that in the police, it's
But the
beyond enjoyable.
problem is that when one go, you still have
Yeah,
5 more that's ready, that's jumping up, because you have people who, I think also what this creates is that people are seeing this on the news, people seeing this happening, and people who are not looking at it in the right way, or you know, like in a some people get encouraged by these. You know, the president has a whole lot of dog whistle remarks that, you know, it's he says things, but it has double meanings and it's meant for other
right.
people. You know, so you have people who's like, okay, I see what's happening, I'm joining. You know, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Okay, he just told us to go out here and shoot. Now you start seeing pictures of, you know, people in Mississippi, like when the looting starts, the shooting starts, and we're going out like mini militia gangs. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just looking to harm somebody because they feel like it's direct and they feel like it's cool and they feel like that is no repercussion is coming with anything. And I think too many people have not been receiving any repercussions for these for the stuff they've been doing, and it keep going and it keep going and keep going and keep going. And they see the people and it's breeding people to feel like it's okay to do it, because if you see either people not really getting reprimanded or repercussions for doing these things, why would you not, you know, why would you not want to do it? Or if they do get any like repercussions from it, it's like bare minimum. So it's like, I can take that. I can take somebody like, I can, what's 2 years for, you know, he done harmed how many people, and you might get caught one time and do 3 years, then you back out and you probably good, you know. George Zimmerman, I don't even know what he does for work, but he's out here surviving.
Right.
He's okay.
Have you seen the video of that guy? I don't know where was it filmed. Um, it was a Trump supporter that took a chainsaw and
Mm-hmm.
threatened the protesters.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, that guy can literally go with the chainsaw and could almost kill somebody with it, and have no repercussions. I don't know if he was even arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody like you, or I think in the video I saw a guy that was in a car with his pregnant girlfriend, and they were throwing the tear gas. And
Mm-hmm.
just yesterday I've seen also a young girl that actually died. She had an asthma attack
Yeah,
because
I did see that. I did see that she had an asthma attack that was triggered from the
yeah,
gas. Yeah.
the easiness in which they shoot the tear gas uh, to you, to them, and a guy like that could take a chainsaw and threaten to kill the protesters, and nothing happens to him because he's white, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a Trump supporter.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's also looked at as, you know, a thing with people saying Black Lives Matter is because like it's not being treated as such. Uh, if that was a black person doing that to white people, it would be a problem. Every time somebody gets murdered at the hands of, you know, an unarmed person murdered at the hands of police or something like that, it's they always try to villainize them and bring up the past as well. And I want to say that it's like, do you feel that their life, like our life, means our life is so insignificant that even I don't care, even if it what he intentionally gave him a counterfeit bill, or all these people intentionally did something or stole something or whatever. Our life is so insignificant that means it should be void because of something like that, you know? Because like it doesn't take much for our lives to be void. we shouldn't be breathing for simple things, you know.
And has that bill even been produced? Have we seen that counterfeit bill? I haven't seen it yet.
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's another thing.
Mm-mm.
And the quickness in which they arrived for over that, the police.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of suspect, but these are the kind of things that it should have been investigating, because
Yeah.
show us the counterfeit bill.
That hasn't even been, and I think that I did read somewhere on
Does
the
it
internet.
exist?
I don't know how true it is. I read on the internet that it wasn't it ended up something that wasn't fake or something. I don't know, but
Mm.
or they thought it was fake or something. I don't know how true that is. But even if it was fake, this man lost his life over
Yeah.
counterfeit bill.
The fact is, he didn't offer any resistance. He said, I think it was 15 times, I can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And come on, he even called for his mama,
Mm-hmm.
who was already dead.
Mm-hmm.
And what more do they needed to stop that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this guy gonna allege? That he has a hearing problem or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, now they're trying to say there was he had drugs in his system and he had coronavirus. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not the need that killed him; it's the coronavirus or something like it. It
They're
just
gonna
keep going.
do autopsy reports and all that.
Yeah, it just keep going and just try to justify more and more. You know why it was okay to kill this man? Like, you know.
Even 4 men to restrain one. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was, yeah.
On his back with his hands behind his back. That's like one of the most, like, you cannot do nothing in that position. You have no leverage in that position, which on, like, not on your back, but on your stomach with your hands behind your back. You got no leverage in that position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you need 3, 4 people to hold him like this, and one knee on his neck. No.
Right now it's escalating with people, with police now tasing people in their cars, and over a curfew, and
Mm-hmm.
it's it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
And, you know, people are
well,
people getting treated worse here than, you know. I've been overseas in Afghanistan and I didn't see civilians over there getting treated this bad.
really,
We didn't treat them this bad, but we treat our own people like this. You know.
I wish I could say that things will get better. I hope they will. I'm hoping this will be a turning point, but we'll see. But I'm hoping it will. Somehow this generation will put the heat on them, and something will be done, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. More people are coming out just about everything. I think this is a time where light is getting shine on a lot of things, a lot of wrongdoings, a lot of people with bad practices and stuff. Uh, you know, even you have bigger celebrities speaking out now about things, and it's
Mm-hmm.
especially being a black, you know, a black actor and stuff. It's things that is we might not agree with, but we talk to just be quiet so we don't disrupt anything. And it's bad that we can't talk about it. People feel like they can't talk about what's going on because they feel like it can hurt their career,
Right.
you know. And that is so messed up. That is so wrong. That is not the answer. John Boyega is out there right now, and he said that he don't know if he's gonna have a career after this, and that is the thing that we fear, and he shouldn't have to fear that for speaking out about human rights. Like, it's, you know, yeah.
It's it's tough, and but I'm still proud of the acting community and their response to this, and
Mm-hmm.
we 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 have been since 2016, and then more so, um, shining a light on all these wrongdoings. At least a lot of us are doing. that, and that's the power of the arts. I think.
Hmm.
Um, we could go on all night over this, but I also want to know a little bit about yourself and your career.
Okay.
Where are you now? Are you in Atlanta?
I'm in Atlanta. Yes.
Yeah. How are
Yeah.
things there with the virus? Are you in lockdown?
Um, we had quarantine kind of going on. Then the governor kind of took it off or whatever. So it's kind of getting back to normal. Things are opening up and
Hmm.
stuff now. I don't think our bars open. I can't remember. I lose track of like what's open, and they change it every other day. Um, but the virus is still going on. We've probably been under more restrictions, like curfew wise, and like we haven't really did a lockdown until the protest started.
Hmm.
But everybody is still, pretty much inside the house or outside protesting, or businesses starting to open back up and things like that.
Did you have Kevin fever or anything like that while you were?
A little bit, and I'm already a homebody, but I'm like, this is too much for me. So yeah, at the point it was nowhere to go. You couldn't go to no restaurant. Sometimes you just want to go and sit at the bar or something like that to just get a drink, or you can't do it when there's coronavirus going on.
Right. It's that's another plague, and it's a scary virus. This one, it's very sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
people have to be careful, and we'll see what will happen with that as well. I don't have a bright outlook on that. I think this will last a little bit longer than people think, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Yeah. Where were you born? Were you born there in Atlanta?
No, I was actually born in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Detroit, Michigan. I moved around some as a kid, but I came to Atlanta around 2012, when I was 22.
Oh,
I've been here for a
your
while.
parents lived in Detroit?
At the time they did, yes.
Oh, okay.
At the time they did, yes.
And that was where you were raised?
I was raised in Rome, Georgia. It's a small town, like outside of Atlanta. It's probably got like 40,000 people or something like that. They're
Yeah.
also protesting there too. Uh, yeah, it's kind of it's different from Atlanta. It's real different.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
So what are your earliest memories in childhood?
My earliest memories, my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I guess I remember I remember being in Detroit. I remember I lived in New Orleans for a second. I remember being there. I was always into like acting and stuff like that, films and movies and stuff like that. Like uh, I used to rent like going to Blockbuster and stuff like that. So like
Oh.
acting was always something I wanted to do in film. I just didn't really know how to go about it and stuff. Yeah. You know,
Do you have brothers or sisters?
yeah, I have a little sister. She is 9 years younger than me. I had brothers, some more brothers and sisters that I didn't grow up with,
Mm-hmm.
that was by my father, and all of them are in Michigan. My youngest brother, he died almost a year ago. He was
Oh, I'm
19.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
And you tell me a little bit about your parents. Can
My parents, man, my dad is actually still in Detroit. He's a nurse, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I just was recently asking like why I'm the only person that's like in this acting stuff and in the film, and he was like he recently just told me that he wanted to do it, and he decided it wasn't a whole lot of opportunities for him and stuff like that back then, you know.
mm-hmm.
There's a lot of not a lot of roles and stuff, so he just went on ahead and went to the army and stuff, so and then became a nurse and stuff like that. My mom, she works in the nursing field as well, in the medical field, and she actually, she lives in Chattanooga right now. So it's like,
So are they in the front lines right now, fighting against the
yeah,
virus and then in the hospital?
yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
that must be hard right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. It kind of worried me of seeing, asking them are they okay, and they have to get their test for coronavirus and stuff like that all the time.
Right. They have to be constantly tested, right?
Hmm.
Are they offering the free testing there?
Yeah, I think they do have free testing centers uh, in Atlanta around here. Uh, I haven't got tested yet. I probably need to get tested,
Right.
but I just been still staying away from everybody and stuff, except when I'm protesting out there. But yeah, I know they have testing centers and stuff now, and they do have the rapid tests and stuff too. So people are like finding out they got it really fast right now.
Well, it's good at least that they're doing free testing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to control it at least a little bit. Um, was your household open to the arts? You were telling me about your father. I'm assuming.
Uh, yeah. So I didn't grow up in the house. I didn't grow up in the house with him, but he told me, he told me later on that he was into it when he was younger. My mom, not really so much. I told you I was like the unicorn, so it was just really just me all into it and stuff. So I think I tried out for this show called All That was on Nickelodeon when I was like 12 years old. They had this Mad Search. I didn't get on there, but I think I made it like to the second round of like auditions or something like that. But yeah, it was just really me. Not even my friends were like into it growing up. So yeah.
That's good. I'm just gonna come out for a little second to save the conversation
Hmm.
because the Instagram crashes after an hour. So
Okay.
so, so I don't want to lose the recording, and I'll just come back on in just a
Okay.
second. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See you then.
All right.